Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the stage our host for the evening, the incomparable and beautiful Susan Blackwell.
Friends, hello. I'm Susan Blackwell, and I am so happy to be here to welcome you to Broadway Stands Up for Freedom! Yes! If you didn't know, this is an evening that supports the ACLU and the NYCLU, which is actually the ACLU of New York. The more you know. This is a very special event every year, but it is a super special event this year because everything that you are going to see and hear was written and composed especially for this night in response to the things that we're facing as a nation, and the things that the ACLU and the NYCLU are fighting for. So, as such, you are going to be seeing some things like music stands, and sheet music, and scripts, and all the things that we associate with brand new work hot off the presses. And you guys, I'm gonna kick it off, oh boy, with a piece that is hot off the presses that I wrote with my friend Ryan Fielding Garrett, who's somewhere in the audience. And so here we go. At the risk of preaching to the choir, the following is a true story. I was at this thing recently and I met this guy. Let's call him Dave. And I said, "Hi Dave, I'm Susan." And he said, "Hi, I'm Dave, it's nice to meet you." Ugh, can you believe this? Can you believe what's happening in the world? It's out of control. I mean, I can't believe that this is real. I am freaking out. Can you believe that this is our world? And I said, "It's nice to meet you, Dave." And even though I had just met Dave, I recognized that look in his eyes. I've seen that look in a lot of people's eyes. That look when someone is overwhelmed by the injustice in the world, or maybe for the first time in their lives, they're fearing for their own personal freedoms. And all that fear and overwhelm had turned Dave inside out. And even though I had just met Dave, true story, I reached over, I put my hand on his heart, and I said, "Dave, let me ask you a question. How many times have you initiated this conversation? Now, I just met you, and I don't know you, but if I may be so bold, I'd like to offer you something. And you can always tell me to go fuck myself, Dave, but I think I know what's going on here. You're addicted to this conversation, addicted to the shitty swirl. You talk and talk until you're blue, and then you stew and stew and stew and stew. But I swear there's other options. There's actually something you can do." But guess what? Dave didn't tell me to fuck off. In fact, his eyes lit up. He wanted to know exactly what I was proposing. So I shared with him a little formula that my meditation teacher, Emily Fletcher, hi Emily, actually shared with me round about, I don't know, November 9th, when I was freaking the fuck out like our good friend Dave. It's a 4-step formula, and it goes something like this. Step 1, pick a pressing issue, a need in the world, something that really lights your wick. Climate change, Black Lives Matter, people without homes, clean drinking water. You know what? Shut your eyes for a second. No, for real, shut your eyes. And I want you to think about the most pressing need in the world for you. It can be big or small. It doesn't have to impress your neighbor. I'm gonna give you a second. I know there's a lot. Just pick one. Okay, on the count of 3, I want you to open your eyes and shout it out really loud and proud. The most pressing need in the world as you see it. Ready? 1, 2, 3! Beautiful. Now, step 2. This is super important. You have to absolve yourself of the responsibility for the millions of other issues on the planet. Yes, be informed, but if you're not going to do something about a particular issue, don't get trapped in thinking that you have to have a solution for every crisis or a response to every presidential tweet. It will only spin your wheels and wear you out, like our good friend, Freaked Out Dave. Remember Dave? Step 3, I want you to ask yourself, what are my unique gifts and talents? I bet you've got a lot of them. You know what? Close your eyes again. For real, close your eyes, and I want you to consider, are you a great lawyer, a gifted speaker, a rock and belly dancer? Again, no wrong answers. Get weird, y'all. I know you got a lot of gifts. Just pick a few you're really feeling. Now at the count of 3, open your eyes and shout it out. Ready? 1, 2, 3! You magnificent weirdos. You inspire me. Because if I'm honest, I'm addicted to the conversation, addicted to the shitty swirl. I talk and talk until I'm blue. And I stew and stew and stew and stew. But by God, there's other options. There's actually something I can do. Now let's review. Step 1, pick a pressing issue. Step 2, absolve yourself of saving the world. Step 3, define your gifts and talents. Step 4, ask yourself, which of these gifts do you want to use right now? Not which gifts should you use, but what do you want to use? I'm not talking about what little you wanted to be when you grew up or what college age you majored in. I'm not even talking about what would look good on your tombstone. I'm talking to the you who are sitting in front of me right now. Now, let's put it all together. Right now, are you a great organizer who's super passionate about square dancing and animal rights? Then organize a square dance where all the proceeds go to an organization that supports the puppies. That puppy square dance would be baller, y'all. Right now, are you a gifted blogger who's passionate about crocheting and comforting the terminally ill? Then stitch up an Afghan to warm the toes of someone at your local hospice and then blog the shiz out of that shiz. Inspire others, mother pumpkins. Or maybe you're a writer-performer who wants to help somehow, but you're torn and you don't want to be absolved. You want to fight against the Muslim ban and stop and frisk. And you want to fight for transgender voting and reproductive rights. But how can you possibly tackle it all? Well, maybe you write a little story song about it and share it at Broadway Stands Up for Freedom. You guys, look at how many ways I'm making the world a better place just by supporting the ACLU and the NYCLU. And that is the magical, tricky part. Like I told my friend Dave, there is no one busier or lazier than me. But if you want to change the way you feel right now, you're gonna have to do something. Get unaddicted to the conversation, unaddicted to the shitty swirl. Don't talk and talk until you're blue, or stew and stew and stew and stew. We know there's other options, right? There's so many somethings we can do. Now let's review. 1, issue. 2,
absolve.
3,
Gifts.
4,
Right now.
serve a homeless man a stew. A doctor rescue dog named Blue. Rid the earth of toxic goo. Tell your reps a thing or two. Run in danger of the new. Empower media, that's true. Support the NYCLU. Then inspire folks to do it too. Pick a thing to do, then do. Celia Keenan Bolger, Taylor Trench, and Gavin Creel, get off the stage! Woo! I'm worn out. Oh, wait. Here, take this mic. I got me this. You guys, I am exhausted. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please welcome to the stage one of the founders of Broadway Stands Up for Freedom, Liana Stamper.
Hey everybody, thank you all for being here tonight. I am Liana Stamper, and on behalf of everybody at the NYCLU and the ACLU, I'm just so excited to welcome you to Broadway Stands Up for Freedom. Okay, so the events of this past year have been challenging. On a scale from 1 to 10, great to horrific, we've managed an 11, a fucking nightmare. So, let's face it, it's exhausting. So tonight, why don't we all agree to take a break and relax and just have a good time? We have great songwriters who have written great songs of protest that will live on way beyond tonight whenever our voices need to be heard, and sung by some of the best talent that Broadway has to offer. It's gonna be a great night. And speaking of great and fun, it's my pleasure to bring out the NYCLU's executive director, my incredible mom, Donna Lieberman.
Thank you.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Hey.
So thank you. I'm really so happy to see you all here because our democracy is under attack by a president who has surrounded himself with the richest of the rich,
Mom.
the greediest of the greedy, the most bigoted of the bigoted.
Mom.
Wait, I'm not finished.
Mom, the folks here tonight, they came for a good time. So we've already decided this, like let's enjoy the evening, let's relax, we're gonna have some great music, and we're not gonna talk about the negative stuff.
We did?
Yes, not talk about the negative stuff.
Okay.
Great.
So, I won't talk about the existential threat to the freedoms we've always taken for granted.
Exactly. Save it for later.
You know what else I'm not going to talk about? The danger to a free press, to our right to protest, to our voting rights, to the independence of our judiciary.
Mom.
Oh, wait a minute. There's something that I'm definitely not going to talk about.
All right.
We're living in a dis-Trumpian era with a bully in the bully pulpit.
Is there something else we can talk about?
I don't want to talk about it.
Like maybe something light, like something positive?
Like what?
I don't know, like have you heard any good jokes lately?
Jokes? Let's see. Oh, yeah. So,
You have to tell the joke first.
Donald Trump walks into the White House.
That's a joke?
On so many levels.
Okay, still. There are some positive things that have happened. I mean, we've got a woke public now.
Yeah, that's true. The ACLU has more support than ever. In New York, we've grown from,
Yeah.
In New York, we've grown from 50,000 to 150,000 members since the inauguration. We call that the Trump bump. And nationwide, the ACLU now has over 1.2 million members.
That's something. Yeah. I mean, plus look at the Women's March in January and all of the thousands of people who showed up at the airports to stand for immigrants and stop the Muslim ban. That's something.
And let's not forget what it's done for Stephen Colbert's ratings. 6 Emmy nominations.
Yeah, and wait, didn't you just get nominated for an Emmy too?
No. I participated in the ACLU telethon, Stand for Freedom, with Tom Hanks, and that got nominated.
Same thing, same thing.
Yeah, and I was on the cover of Time magazine too.
Yeah, see, we're winning.
We've still got a lot of work to do. And on this, the 3rd anniversary of the killing of Eric Garner, we must all recommit ourselves to the fight for justice. And we will fight the deportation machine. We will fight for health care. We will not let them put Planned Parenthood, the most important provider of women's health care in the nation, out of business. And we will not let them treat being a woman as a pre-existing condition. We will not let them invoke religion as a pretext for bigotry. And we will not let them destroy our public schools.
Everybody knows about Betsy DeVos.
Yeah, but not everybody knows it's not just Republicans and it's not just in Washington. Right here in New York, some people who call themselves progressives support vouchers for religious and charter schools that take money away from our kids in public schools.
Yes, but this is all true, but can we get back to the positive? I mean, speaking of kids, we are so happy that we have a lot of kids here tonight. We've got the Brooklyn Youth Chorus. We have courageous refugees and dreamers from the Safe Passage Project. Yeah. We've got the NYCLU's Teen Activist Project, and we've even got some young songwriters. All of whom we need to speak up and tell their stories and carry the torch.
We're really proud to have all these kids here with us tonight.
And we're also really proud that tonight we get to honor Harry Belafonte, who's been in the forefront of the fight for justice, equality, and freedom for so many years.
He's an inspiration for all of us to keep fighting the fight of our lives. We may lose some battles, but when they knock us down, and they will, we'll get right back up. We have no choice. Because we are all immigrants. Somos todos inmigrantes.
Somos todos Afroamericanos y Latinos, somos todos Muslims and Jews, somos todos LGBTQ, somos todos mujeres.
And if we all stand together, ultimately, we will win. Si se puede.
Yeah.
Is that positive enough?
Yes, it is. And on that note, thank you again for being here tonight, for coming. If you have questions about what happens at the ACLU, please visit the website, aclu.org, nyclu.org. And now, as promised, let's hear some music.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, I'm so happy and excited to be here tonight. I'm telling you, there is no place on the planet I would rather be tonight than in this room. Would you please welcome to the stage one of the stars of the current Broadway revival of Hello, Dolly. He just won a Tony for it. Ladies and gentlemen, Gavin Creel.
Hi. I'm so honored to be here. I'm going to sit down and sing for you. I'm not going to sing for you. I'm going to bring a friend out and he's going to sing. I'm going to play a song that I wrote. I just wanted to say this was sort of written at a time when Trump was becoming Trump, and I was also falling in love. I sort of had these two diametrically opposed moments in my life that I thought, how could this possibly be happening at the same time? All the joy and beauty, and then all the fear and terror, and oh my God, help us all. And I just thought, what would I say to him as I was falling in love? And I sort of would like you to, if you will, literally, this has never been sung for anyone except for my boyfriend in my house. But imagine that the singer is the NYCLU, is sort of how I see it. And what the NYCLU says to all of us amidst this world that we are now in, that will hopefully eventually not be anymore, and we will get back to some sanity. But I am so excited. I play Cornelius Hackle in the show, and I'm really excited to bring out Barnaby Tucker, Taylor Trench.
Sure. If the ways have all been run and hope has disappeared, if the days of darkness come and say some end is near, know that in that moment I will never stop the fight, and I will find you and bring you light. If the stars fall from the skies and clouds all block the sun, if the endless ocean dries and all the prayers are done, I'll walk through the ashes, I will cross this broken land, and I will find you and hold your hand. I will hold you, I will hold you high, I will stay right next to you and wait for dawn. I will hold you, I'll never say goodbye, I'll keep you safe until the world we know is gone. If the demons all arise and terrify the day, if the goodness somehow dies and there's no other way, know that I'll be with you when you feel you can't go on, and I will find you and keep you strong. I will hold you, I will hold you fast, I will be there when you feel you can't go on. I will hold you until this storm has passed. I'll keep you safe until the world we know is gone. All the things I thought my life could be, all the ways I thought that this would go, and somehow now you're standing here with me, and I don't know why, I don't know. I can't understand why this is here. I want someone to tell me what to do, and you don't have to stay, okay, you're clear, but I'll stay right by you, and I will hold you, I will hold you still, I will never leave you out there all alone. I will hold you, I know I always will, and in the end I'll lead you home. So let me hold you, let me hold you tight, and I'll show you how our story carries on. So let me hold you until the morning light. I'll keep you safe until the world we know. I'll keep you safe and never let you go. I'll be right here until this world we know is gone.
Taylor Trench and Gavin Creel. I'm so in love with them. Come on. I have the best job in the world. Our next song was inspired by two things. A quote by Albert Einstein and by a case that the NYCLU won in Utica protecting the rights of immigrant students to go to school. It was written by Chris Miller and Nathan Tyson. They composed Broadway's Tuck Everlasting, singing Goldfish, Squirrel, and Bumblebee. Please welcome Broadway's Janet DeCall.
There were three young friends who were thick as thieves. Little peas in a pod, count 1, 2, 3. The goldfish, squirrel, and bumblebee. Oh, all the fun that they did get in. They were glued to the hip. Well, tailwind fin, even though they were different as can be. The goldfish, squirrel, and bumblebee. Each day they'd meet at the end of the pond to talk and dream about the world beyond. And once they were old enough to hear the school bell toll, they flew and swam and scurried to enroll. First day of school, by the water's edge, sat a wise old owl on a tall tree ledge. Said, before anyone can take my class, there is one test you have to pass. One test for all, that's what keeps it fair. As he raised his wings high up in the air, you'll be judged on how you climbed that tree. My goldfish, squirrel, and bumblebee, they each looked up from the edge of the pond and raced up to that tall tree beyond. Both squirrel and bee reached the top and aced the test, although they left poor goldfish stranded down below. Hoo-hoo, hooray, the owl did sing, taking squirrel and bee under his big wing. It is sad that the goldfish failed the test, but we know now who's better than the rest. The goldfish heard the owl's words and took them to be true, that she was less intelligent and less deserving too. So squirrel and bee were taught to count and taught to write and read, while goldfish sank down below, condemned to bottom feed. Down by a pond where a tall reed grows, I'll tell you a secret that no one knows. The goldfish who took the test to heart was just as savvy, just as smart. There's a genius in everyone you see, but you can't judge a goldfish. No, you can't judge a goldfish on how well she climbs a tree.
Janet DeCall. Beautiful. Our next song was written by Kate Kerrigan and Brian Loudermilk, along with Dave Wasserman of the political website 538. Won't you please welcome Brandon Uranowitz and Zachary Prince singing New Frontier.
Hey, babe, the rent is going up again. I think it's time. We need to find the next Williamsburg.
I thought this might happen. BuzzFeed says there's a new part of New Jersey called Soma. And then there's always Soha.
Oh, so glad they renamed it so we know Harlem's cool now. Do they compost, though?
Oh, good point. Maybe we brave New Jersey. At least there we can vote against Chris Christie.
Love.
Wait, you guys. There's a whole country to consider here.
Are you Brooks
That's
Ashmansky. Yes. Thank you. And I'm your Broadway fairy. Godfather. Listen, have you checked out Galesburg? Or maybe Bangor, Maine?
No.
Go scout out Monroe County, the birthplace of Mark Twain.
Thanks, but no thanks. It'd be like kind of hard to get that third Tony nomination in Missouri, you know what I mean?
If you think that Bushwick's pretty, have you tried out Mason City? Trade your cronuts for deer and head for the new frontier.
I don't think
What do you want, Brooks?
I'm here to urge you to consider moving somewhere where your vote actually counts.
Our vote counts.
No, not really. You're more likely to move to Mars than impact a national election from New York City.
Well, that's terrible. I mean, what should we do?
Head out to the middle, where your vote is felt. You can take a big swing when you're in the Rust Belt. Hi, girls, you can pop the liberal bubble. You can make your impact double. Chug your craft local beer. You're off for the new frontier.
The Rust Belt, like Detroit?
No, or like Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, home of the Lyman Kugel Brewery. Huh. Oh, yeah, there's a map to change. There's a country to explore. You can wring your hands. You can say you can't do more. Oh, listen to the fiddle and these simple facts. You waste every vote here, and those stinging wisecracks. No, sir, it is not just New York City. California ain't so pretty. Pack your bagel and schmear. You're bound to the new frontier. Yeehaw! Now, let's charge up your Tesla and get you out of here.
Okay, I don't know. This sounds like a lot of work.
It is.
And what if we decide to have kids? Won't it be hard for them if they have gay dads in the Bible Belt?
For sure.
Okay. So, like, why would we do it?
Oh, where is Broadway's Andrea Burns when I need her? Andrea? Oh, thank God. Oh, Andrea. Just tell him.
¿Qué clase de pregunta es esa? Ustedes son ciudadanos americanos, tienen un deber. ¿Quién va a luchar por los derechos de los homosexuales en Minnesota?
What?
If not you, who?
Head out to
Reading, Pennsylvania.
home of Daniel Boone.
Jackson, Mississippi.
You'll whistle a new tune. Yeah, good.
Darling,
Appalachian states are stately.
have you seen the Great Lakes lately?
Though it sounds cavalier, your vote doesn't count much here.
But Brandon's vegan, paleo, and allergic to tree nuts and plates.
Barbecue will melt you like butter in your mouth. Trade your kale for swing votes, nestled in the deep south. Oh yes, wear your mustache and your buttons, and your hip ironic buttons. Be a blue musketeer. You're off to the new frontier.
Oh my Babe, look at the price of a 5-bedroom in Why Not, North Carolina. Fuck me!
You may bicker more if your neighbor's from the sticks, but you'll know the score
when you live your politics. Dixon, California has the world's largest corn maze.
Bring them vegan muffins
And increase their stock of gays.
Oh, darling, we can bring that avoid rush hour traffic.
That's what I like to hear. Oh, but don't take it from me. Kids, who do I see?
Is that Dave Wasserman, the political correspondent from 538.org who predicted that Trump would win the election?
Yes. Kids, don't take it from me. Well, just Dave drop some sweet-ass stats.
Yo, you think it's gerrymandering, son? It barely makes a dent. Those bogus maps are traps, but count for 17%. A whopping 83% is just American self-sorting. Dems got trapped because they clumped in cities and read their own reporting. Hill crushed it by 6 mil at NYC and West LA. She lost Michigan, Wisconsin, and PA by 80K. So you can sit here and cry over flyover states, or you can boo-hoo like snowflakes and live tweet debates. Your echo chamber loves it when you preach your truth. But don't talk to me until you buy a house in Duluth. If 2% of women's marches only moved Midwest, Trump would still be judging beauty pageants east of Budapest.
Well, what do you say, you gay musical theater icons?
Will you be the Neil Patrick Harris and David Burtka of Mankato, Minnesota?
Yeehaw! Oh. Listen to the fiddle, don't ignore the stats. Spread out through the country, go explore like expats. Partner,
if you're willing to meander,
there's no need to gerrymander.
Be a new pioneer.
There's great work to do. Turn red into blue. You're bound for the new frontier.
Wow! Andrea Burns, Brandon Uranowitz, Zachary Prince, Bruce Sashmanskis, and Dave Wasserman. Wow. And Dave Wasserman on the fiddle. Only in New York, kids, only in New York. Earlier this year, the NYCLU held a protest song contest called Songs of Freedom, Music for the People, by the People. Over 40 songs were submitted, and our winner is Simone Allen. Yes. Oh, yes. Her song is called Never Gonna Stop, and tonight it's going to be performed by Shayna Taub. And on piano, a recent graduate of Tufts University, our composer, Simone Allen. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
One Saturday I went down to the common. A crowd of people as far as the eye can see. We saw the signs and heard the speeches. We cried for our democracy. And the children on the shoulders of the parents who were older. People climbing on the boulders and the trees. 'Cause today we come together, gonna make the future better. Got search of an empty sea. But still we made it to the confine. We came to make our history. People singing in the chorus, we could see the part before us, making sure they can't ignore us easily. And I know that we can do it, 'cause together we'll get through it, just as long as we pursue it faithfully. 'Cause we're never gonna stop speaking up. No, we're never gonna stop reaching out. If you think we're done, you got another thing coming. Make way for the people in the street. It's my body, so nobody's gonna tell me what to do. With my body, got a lot of work and lobbying to do. Women, rise up, don't you say the time's up. Remember, there's no stopping us if we make our minds up. March for the immigrants, march for LGBTQ. People of color, disabilities too. March for medical patients, for students and teachers. For climate change, science, and the right to free speech. Because it's 2017, gotta make a scene. Gotta try and stick it to these white dudes, if you know what I mean. The question is a message of harmony, justice, equal rights, and prosperity for you and me. Because we be who we wanna be. Wait and see. So now I think of where we're going. It's 4 more years of the things we never thought we'd see. So now we stand up for each other. We stand in solidarity. Reach your hand out to your neighbor. Let them know you'll never waver. Think about your own behavior regularly. 'Cause today we come together. Gotta make the future better. Gotta stand up for whatever we believe. 'Cause we're never gonna stop speaking up. No, we're never gonna stop reaching out. If you think we're done, you got another thing coming. Make way for the people in the street. Never gonna stop speaking up. No, we're never gonna stop reaching out. If you think we're done, you got another thing coming. Make way for the people. Make way for the people. Make way for the people in the street. Simone Allen, everyone.
Simone Allen and Shayna Taub. Yes. Congratulations, Simone. You rocked it. Ah, so happy. Love it. Won't you please welcome back to the stage Donna Lieberman. Oh, Donna.
So, tonight is all about music and the movement for social justice. And as we premiere amazing music for the resistance, we're also giving out our first ever Freedom Award to a man whose life personifies why we're here, a brilliant musician and actor, and heroic leader in the struggle for human rights, Harry Belafonte. He made his Broadway debut in 1953, almost before I was born, and was nominated for an Academy Award for his role co-starring opposite the legendary Dorothy Dandridge in Otto Preminger's Carmen Jones. His classic album, Calypso, has brought joy to generations with smash hits like Deo and Jamaica Farewell. My grandson goes to sleep to Jamaica Farewell every night. He's won 3 Grammy Awards, an Emmy, and a Tony, the trifecta. Not to mention the Kennedy Center honors, the National Medal of the Arts, the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award from the Academy. By anyone's standards, he's had an exceptional career in the arts. But Harry Belafonte is so much more. A close friend of Martin Luther King Jr., Mr. Belafonte became a leader in the civil rights movement and in the worldwide struggle against apartheid in South Africa. It was Mr. B, I bet you didn't know this, it was Mr. B who was the mastermind that came up with the idea of bringing together a remarkable roster of celebrities to record Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie's We Are the World, which raised awareness and funds for famine relief in Ethiopia. His reach is enormous. He served as a Goodwill Ambassador for UNICEF and an ACLU Ambassador for Juvenile Justice. He's been Grand Marshal of the New York City Gay Pride Parade and an honorary co-chair of this year's Women's March on Washington. Yeah. And he has been an esteemed mentor to the leaders of the Women's March. Yes, Harry Belafonte is what the movement for human rights is all about. He's what the ACLU is all about. And he's what we all need to be about, to stand up and fight back against the Trump regime. It is my great honor to present the first ever NYCLU Freedom Award to Harry Belafonte. So, hold on 1 second. So, unfortunately, Mr. B was not feeling well as he was getting dressed for tonight's concert, and it was right for him to stay home. He was very upset that he couldn't be here, but you know, technology. He's on the phone. Mr. B, can you hear that?
Wait for a response.
It's your turn now.
I would just like to say, first of all, thank you, Donna, for that introduction. And the reason that taking this call is because I am very, very committed and deeply devoted to the principles and to the practices of the American Civil Liberties Union, and I have been for almost all my life. And I have great respect for the organization and great care for what they bring to our constituency and our public. I deeply regret that I'm not able to be there in support of this event tonight. I'd so looked forward to it. But in lieu of rather elusive medical problems, none of them are serious. I just did not feel that it was appropriate for me to be out tonight with instruments reading the way they are. So I will just say I beg my humble forgiveness to the audience there tonight, and that I look forward to the next event where I hope to be in attendance. But thank you all very much. Thank you for understanding. And please understand that this was not an easy task to abort. I'm sorry that I'm not there, but I will be next time.
Thank you. Okay. Did you hear that? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Mr. B. So our next song was composed by Michael Jackson, but I'm talking about the Michael Jackson who won the Jonathan Larson Grant this year and the Lincoln Center Emerging Artist Award. He's currently the playwright and composer in residence at Williamstown and singing Back When America Was Great. Please welcome Adrienne Warren and Doreen Montalvo.
I never thought that it would come to this until I saw it on my screen. My darkest nightmare, now reality. November 9th, 2016. But I forgot about the 5-4 court. The changes to the VRA. States have free reign with their elections now, just like they did back in the day. Back when America was great, back when people like George Wallace ran the state, where a literacy test kept the Negro vote suppressed and democracy was theirs to moderate. The problem isn't white supremacy. To them, the problem's voter fraud. Cut early voting, make you show ID. The ghosts of Selma would applaud. 'Cause back when America was great, back when people like Jeff Sessions could relate, when the white man could be king and you might just kiss his ring, or you might just meet a truly gruesome state. Look, y'all, the devil is busy in these streets. Look at what they're doing in Wisconsin. They tried it in North Carolina. They'll keep trying till they win. We've all gotten so dizzy from these tweets, and while we're focused like a laser beam on Russia, they're not fucking around down in Florida, Florida, Florida. 'Cause when they say, make America great again, make America great again, they mean white and male and straight again. And to get that, they gotta just read the vote. This country's greatness all depends on us, or else we'll go back to that day, fighting till death on Edmund Pettus Bridge, before we had the VRA, before we had the VRA, which piece by piece gets chipped away. Tomorrow's fight must start today.
Doreen Montalvo and Adrienne Warren. Ooh, ladies, 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 ladies. It's such a treat to see how these different cases and these different issues have been processed through these different artists. I just love it. Our next song was written by Georgia Stitt, and our next performer is not only an amazing vocalist and a delightful presence, he's also an artist, an activist, and a grassroots community organizer. He's singing a song called The Great American Black and White. Would you please welcome to the stage Sean Green? Yes.
Liberals hate religion and the greedy corporations. Business hates the liberals and the poor. Poor folks need religion, so they tend to be conservative, though liberals probably care about them more. After each election, you've got all these evangelicals claiming God's the only one who leads. But religion can be selfish, so you find these poor believers asking government to satisfy their needs. It's all a circle. Who's wrong, who's right? You didn't come to hear me out, you came to fight. It's what we do now. I bark, you bite. The great American black and white. That hurricane, remember, it left Brooklyn underwater. People screamed for FEMA to appear. Liberals shouted outrage, started wars all over Facebook, but the Mormons were the first ones who were here. You can keep religion and those politics of power. Sometimes I don't know where to begin. If you don't subscribe to either one group or another, then you're always on the outside looking in. It's all a circle. It's all a game. There is resistance everywhere, but we're all the same. So stake your claim now. Choose left, choose right. The great American black and white. Are you brave enough to say what you believe, even if it means you stand alone? Oh, heroes are the humans who see the other humans and dare beyond the things they've always known. It's all a circle, it's all a race, until you look into your opposition's face and meet a person who could be right. That's how we get beyond this blight of the great American black and white.
Sean Green. Oh, Sean Green. I could listen to that all day. I love that sound. Our next song is entitled A Polite Conversation, and it was written by the guys who wrote a show called Murder for Two, Joe Kanosian and Kellen Blair. And our performers come to us most recently from the Broadway revival of Sunday in the Park with George. Please welcome Jenny Barber and Andrew Kober.
In this age of political tension, it can feel like we lack common ground. Most of us are so busy fighting, we've lost any hope of uniting. But perhaps by politely conversing, each conservative and liberal will learn. Our opponents will listen to our side if we offer their side a turn.
First issue. Is there a significant gender wage gap in the country today?
After you.
Oh, no, please, I insist. After you.
Every time he makes $1, I earn roughly 80 cents. And since progress has been slowing, the gap remains immense. Why is it a chore trying to explore further legislation? It's seems like you're actively pro-discrimination. It may be true that motherhood contributes to the cause, but the fact that that's an issue is just one of several flaws. Why is it to worth when it comes to birth? It's such a divider. And by the way, as we age, guess what? The gap gets even wider.
Same question. Is there a significant gender wage gap in the country today?
No.
Wait, are you serious? No. There are like actual statistics.
What a thrillingly nuanced discussion, full of interesting new points of view. All of us have worthy objectives, and some have objective perspectives. So instead of incessant complaining, simply give each position their due.
For when you pay attention to their words, they pay attention
Honey,
to...
just when you're done, could you get me some more water? Sorry.
Oh my God.
Next topic. What can we do to combat voter suppression in this country?
Laws requiring ID to vote are totally absurd. It's minorities they target, and voices should be heard. They say it's fighting fraud, still it's kind of odd how they're so insistent. Since voter type of this drug turns out is mostly non-existent.
Same question. What can we do to combat voter suppression in this country? No!
That wasn't even a yes or no question.
When opposing parties try to get along, they can share opinions, be they giant or small, or coherent at all.
I can learn from you,
and you can learn from me.
Wait.
America, I think I made my point.
Yeah, you didn't make a point. You just sang the word America.
At least one of us did.
Final question. Can you explain the current GOP healthcare plan?
Oh, I got this. This incredible new healthcare act will really knock them dead. True, I've only read the title, but I'm loving what I've read. Although it's helping wealth slightly more than health. What's with all the drama? It may be flawed, but at least it wasn't written by Obama.
Same question. Can you explain the current GOP healthcare plan?
No. A respectful and well-balanced discourse needn't fill you with hatred or dread. When you offer them space to prove their points,
Even dumb, misinformed, or unfair points,
they'll often prove your point instead.
You're welcome! So fight them with tweets or scathing critiques. What hurts them the most is themselves when they speak. So get them to talk. I speak good when I talk.
And
they'll probably help you prove your point instead.
Jenny Barber and Andrew Comer! Oh my gosh. Our next song was written by Stu. You remember Stu. He was the composer of Passing Strange. And to perform the song, would you please welcome Matthew Dean Marsh and David Kale.
A clown had a go at a reality show. which 24/7 played. He screamed a battle cry to the living dead, who danced while the Muslims prayed. And then the News Clan landed its leading man, and now we're living in the film they made, where Bozo saddles John Wayne's private plane, and into high noon's hell hate flowed. Stephen King couldn't conceive it, and your Bobby can't believe it, that a clown got the nuclear code. Now come check out the scene, every day is Halloween, dead ideas waltzing from their graves. Swipe right for information, bringing back that old plantation, only this time we all get to be slaves. 'Cause it's good old boys on a fair run, led by a monkey on a pearl commode, a toddler with a handgun, a clown with the nuclear code. You say the rulers wasn't trying to hear you, just steady giving you the snub. You should have got together with the folks born in bad weather, be like, baby, welcome to the club. And me, I'm running for my life in this grim crow wonderland. No empathy for evil, you're smoking hate to make a stand. So viva your resistance, a true love's insistence, bid the borders in your head adieu. See, the King Dream is a mixtape which gives love and takes shape, changes colors to stay true. Hey, do you want to hear a story of how hate challenged glory, but lost it at the racists? You see, when Brooklyn sings a rhyme to a world out of time, as we wave by to the clown as he saddles Adolf's poison stallion into hell's sunset he rode, an unreal estate orange agent clown with the nuclear code. Madness on its last run, it's a desperation episode. Got you damn near missing Reagan, 'cause a real clown's got the nuclear code. 'Cause a real clown's got the nuclear code. 'Cause a real clown's got the nuclear code.
Matthew Dean Marsh and David Kale. Thank you so much. Oh, I love this so much. I love this so much. It gives me Muppet voice. Wow. This next song is called Sicily, and it was written by Celia Woodsmith and Clinton Curtis. And it's based on an article they read about Libyan refugees trying to cross the Mediterranean. It's going to be performed by Liana Stamper, Clinton Curtis, Christopher Ryan Grant, and from Broadway's The Great Comet, Grace McLean. Please welcome them.
I'm on the sea, on a boat in the evening. The sun sinks down, so do we, so do we. The rigging weaves, the water rising 100 miles from Italy.
We're huddled close, and hands are trembling, and on my breast a child sleeps, and with the waves I remember a song my mother sang to me.
We are free beyond the water. We are free from our own history. In the morning,
We'll wake up smiling on a beach in Sicily. On a beach in Sicily.
a pescadori nets the water. The sky is screaming clear in the southern hemisphere. A silver flash beneath the rudder, like 1,000 holy tears.
He trimmed the sails as the wind was dying on the horizon. He could see the orphan shape, a leather suitcase dancing gently in the sea.
We are free beyond the water. We are free from our own history. In the morning,
We'll wake up smiling on a beach in Sicily. On a beach in Sicily. On a beach in Sicily.
Oh, Liana Stamper, Clinton Curtis, Christopher Ryan Grant, and Grace McLean. Oh. Come on. I mean, come on. Isn't that beautiful? I agree. Our next song, now for something completely different. Our next song was written by Michael Kuhlman and Chris Diamond. It's called The Sermon on the Mount, Part 2. It is going to be performed today by the Apostolic Choir. Are you here, gentlemen? Gentlemen, are you here? Mark, Matt, Luke, James, Judas. Are you back there? Do you want to come out? No? Yes, they do. Hi, hi, fellas. It's okay. You're fine. What were you doing back there? I don't want to know. Forget it. And on lead vocals, I'd like to bring out two-time Tony nominee, Jesus H. Christ.
sent but one commandment. Live your life in love. All Samaritans and lepers, welcome them, for blessed are they. You must always love your neighbors, unless they're gay. Yes, I am the way, I'm the truth, and I'm the light. So come on and follow me, just as long as you're straight and you're Christian and white. Please give alms to all the needy, even though they may be sly. But do not give too many alms now, because those lazy bums won't look for jobs. I'm a socialist Jew. He's a total Bernie bro, who shows sympathy to whores. But you can take my point of view and distort it to justify all your world wars. Feed the hungry, clothe the naked, if they've come here legally. And oh, my children, house the homeless, unless they're Middle Eastern men like me. I'm the pacifist lamb, who can cure the sick and lame. But you'll forget the man I am and pursue all your selfish bullshit in my name. Spread the gospel I proclaim. I leave it in your worthy hands. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. This the Father commands. Unless they're trans.
Brandon Uranowitz and the Apostolic Choir. Oh my God. You guys, the night is almost over, but before we go, I would love to introduce our band. They are smoking hot. On bass, Justin Goldner. On drums, Jamie Eblin. On guitar, Clinton Curtis. On flute and sax, Jeff Countryman. All under the musical direction of Kurt Crowley. Oh boy. You know what else Kurt did? Kurt, not all of them, but almost all of the orchestrations were written by Kurt tonight. And even if you don't know what that means, it means that was a lot of work, Kurt. Great job. You guys are wonderful, and it's such a pleasure to work with you. I guess it's time for our last song. Is that right? Oh boy, I'm sad to see you go. This has been wonderful. We're gonna welcome back, you've seen our next composer actually. She's an artist in residence at Joe's Pub. Her adaptation of As You Like It can be seen at the Delacorte Theater in September. She is going to be joined today by members of the Grammy Award-winning Brooklyn Youth Chorus. Yes, yes, oh yes. And they're all going to be singing her song, Huddled Masses. Won't you please welcome back Shayna Taub.
once was a little boy who dreamed of preaching the gospel truth. He lived in a country with an evil king who was killing all the youth. His family fled the country in search of freedom's flame. He was raised a refugee. Jesus was his name. Give me your time, your poor, your hurdle message on your teeming shore, yearning to breathe free. Send them all to me. Give me your time, your poor, your hurdle message on your teeming shore. Lift my lamp beside the golden door. Remember what I stand here for. There once was a little girl who dreamed of being a writer. She lived in a country with an evil king who burned people who prayed like her. Her family tried to flee it to keep their kid alive, and was raised a refugee. Just her diary survived. Her diary survived. Give me your time, your poor, your hurdle message on your teeming shore, yearning to breathe free. Send them all to me. Give me your time, your poor, your hurdle message on your teeming shore. Lift my lamp beside the golden door. Remember what I stand here for. There once was a young man who dreamed of earning his degree. He lived in a country with an evil king who bombed his family. Flew to reach our border to start his life anew. He's detained today at JFK. We did not let him through. Let him through, let him through. Oh, let him come through. Give me your time, your poor, your hurdle message on your teeming shore, as it's always been. Let the people in. Welcome all Muslims, Christians, Jews, and more. Every child fleeing hate and war. I lift my lamp beside the golden door, and I'll forever lift my lamp. I'll always lift my lamp. We've got to lift my lamp beside the golden door. The golden door. Remember what I stand here for. Remember what I stand here for.
Yes! Shayna Taub and the Brooklyn Youth Chorus! Yes! Yes! Come on. Kurt Crowley ripping it up. You all, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Support the ACLU. Support the NYCLU. Take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.
once was a little boy who dreamed of preaching the gospel truth. He lived in a country with an evil king who was killing all the youth. His family fled the country in search of freedom's flame. He was raised a refugee. Jesus was his name. Give me your child, your poor, your huddle masses on your teeming shore, yearning to breathe free. Send them all to me. Give me your child, your poor, your huddle masses on your teeming shore. Lift my lamp beside the golden door. Remember what I stand to